Good morning and welcome to the AM News. And as the guys will say, Chale Wote. All right, now the Oti Regional Minister, Joshua Makubu, says there is nothing wrong with endorsing the aspirations of the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, to lead the NPP into the 2024 general presidential elections. Now, according to him, the Vice President has a clear vision for leading the NPP and subsequently winning the 2024 presidential elections. The minister has been speaking to my colleague Peter Seno in that region.
The Vice President of Flamboyancy and prolific spending. No.
It is alleged that you are throwing your support behind the Vice President to become the flag bearer.
Well, if I'm throwing my support behind the Vice President, I don't think there's anything wrong with. If you know me from for long, I'll always support hard work. I'll support ideas. I'll support Alice, a direction. I'll support a vision. I'm not that type of person that is capable of navigating my way in the midst of maybe when the situation is messed up. No, we need a direction. We need a vision. And I think Vice President, right from the time he became a running mate to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has always been at the forefront of telling the NPP that, look, we can go this way.
So you believe he's sharing his vision, his ability to lead the party into 2024 election?
Definitely, and be the next president by 2025.
The regional minister has also denied the allegation that he and some regional executive members have sabotaged the camp of flag bearer and hopeful Alan Kojo Chamanting during his tour of the Oti region some weeks ago. According to the minister, members of the Alan's campaign team in the region have failed him.
Sometimes, what I've always said is that there's nothing wrong to fail, but it is very disastrous when you fail as a result of your own incompetence and you still go ahead to ascribe that to other people. Look, I like Alan, I respect him, a minister that has served in cabinet of 2 successive NPP governments, the government of His Excellency John Ajakun Kufuor and the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I have no reason to want to sabotage Honorable Alan Chamanting. So if he wins primaries today, am I not going to campaign for him? If he becomes president and he decided I remain in the region, will I say because he's the president, I won't do that? But the fact is that his people in the region let him down.
Really?
Yes, his people in the region let him down. Let me tell you, the first time I heard the Honorable Alan Chamanting was coming to the region, I was in Ho, and I had to quickly run down to the... Listen, I was here the day he was supposed to have come. I was in this office waiting, until a call came at the last minute that he was not coming, and they were going to reschedule. Look, the next time I heard of his coming was when he was actually in town, and that very day, I went to a funeral in Pru West, proceeded to Ejura Seche Dumasi, because we had lost an uncle there too, and I slept in Kumasi. That Sunday, I was on my way to Accra when I got a call that, no, it was a Monday, rather. I got a call that the Honorable Alan Chamanting was in the region and wanted to say hi to me. I said, but look at the time people are calling me. I am out of the region, and there's nothing I can do to come back. But again, when he was to come, the next time, I was informed. I sat here and he came with one of my godfathers, Honorable Peter Amewu. I'm that type of person that, look, because of my background as a person with disability, if you like intimidating other people, you have no relationship with me. I want a situation whereby at least the environment will be created for everybody to exhibit their their self-confidence and then their talent. But when you are going wrong, I will tell you that no, you could have done this thing this way.
Let's still stay with the NPP because the New Patriot Party in the Tema East constituency says internal wrangling, which party regret deeply whittled down and thwarted its strategies and efforts in retaining the parliamentary seat in 2020. NPP's candidate at the time, Daniel Titus Glover, lost to first-timer and former mayor of Tema, Isaac Ashai Odampton, of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, with about 10,000 votes. Tema East Constituency Chair Nene Ofoe Agbadiagba disclosed this when sole parliamentary hopeful Yohane Ama Ashite submitted his nomination form. Correspondent Kwame Yanka has more in the following report.
Tema East constituency in the Greater Accra region is largely considered a safe area for the new patriotic party, NPP. The party says it was well on course to retain the seat in 2020, but for internal wrangling, constituency chair Nene Ofoe Agbadiagba says, having learned their lessons the hard way, Tema East NPP is ready to make amends and unite behind their sole candidate, Yohane Ama Ashite, who is also the Tema Metropolitan Chief Executive.
In the human institution, we lost the seat 2020 and it was a lesson learned. And for me, I have the confidence that because of the way and manner we have positioned ourselves for now, and all party members have understand that we should go with only one candidate, that will demonstrate the sort of unity that we want for the party. And I'm having the hope and assurance that we are going to recapture the seat. There wasn't anything wrong done. But you know, as human beings as we are, in a human institution, one will understand something, the other will not understand the other way. So I'm saying that we should close our ranks, come together strongly, and let us rally behind the elephant.
After receiving the candidates' nomination forms, Secretary of the party, Solomon Sakite, explained the next phase of the process.
Per the party constitution, we need to summon a constituency conference whereby if he has gone through the vetting successfully, we are going to, by proper acclamation, we are going to declare him our parliamentary candidate for election 2024. And from there, we are doing a lot of stakeholder engagement concurrently to build a formidable force to be able to compete. We are not just participating in the election. We're saying that any party that doesn't win power is a pressure group. For us, we are a political party that wants to win. And we have two elections to compete in, the presidential elections and the parliamentary elections. We've targeted to win both, and that is our main goal.
NPP's Tema East parliamentary hopeful, Yohane Ama Ashite, en route to the party office at Tema Newtown, led scores of elated party faithful under police protection and danced to Jama and tunes from a brass band through the streets as responded to cheers from residents and interacted with them. He is confident of victory as nothing can stop it from happening. Yohane Ama Ashite was quick to thank former MP Daniel Tatas Glover for showing support, which is part of the unity being touted.
We had some few challenges in the party, and because of that we lost the seat. By the grace of God, I found. And by the mega grace of God, so I happen to go on a post. It means only one thing, that the whole party is behind me. The whole party is solidly behind me. This is our seat. It's always been ours. We gave it out to the NDC. You know, in the jungle, when the lion sleeps, then everybody can do what they want to do. The cockroach will jump, the mouse will rise and move away. But when the lion wakes up, every animal goes to sleep. The lion has awakened. In Tema East, we are back one more time. Look at the people. Everybody's on board. And we are most resolute that this seat that went away is going to come back home.
Former MP Daniel Tatas Glover is happy with the party singing from the same hymn book.
It's refreshing. Say Yanya Ubiti say Yohane Ama Ashite. He's a true son of the soil. True and true.
A lot of things happened in 2020, and a lot of water has gone under the bridge. And by God's grace, we are united and ready to wrestle the seat from the NDC. Going into the campaign, he will rely on my achievements and that of President Akufo-Addo, and what he, the candidate, will be bringing on board. We are ready to push Yohane Ama Ashite to victory with all our resources.
When I was here, they call a campaign.
Yohane Ama Ashite, flanked by his wife, Mrs. Lola Asise Ashite, former MP, Titus Glover, party executive and faithful, NPP sees this as a big win. The candidate received blessings from elders and priests, including Saku Ulomo Achiboy Kopi II, who prayed to God and the ancestors to lead Yohani Amashite to victory in 2024. The supporters wore party paraphernalia, including T-shirt with the inscription Yohani Sunday Papa, to wait Yohani's good news. Kwame Yankes reports for JoyNews.
Now to other stories, students of Kratchi Senior High School in the Oti region are battling lack of water, which is forcing students to go into the community to purchase water at 1 cedis per gallon. The situation has brought untold financial difficulties to students. Female students are the worst hit as they struggle to get water during their monthly flow. Authorities in the school are making an urgent appeal to government and the NGOs to come to their aid. There is more in this report.
For so many people, access to potable water is not a challenge, even if supply is irregular. But this is not the situation for students of the Kratchi Senior High School in the Oti region. The school is grappling with acute lack of water, which always threatens to put on hold teaching and learning in the institution. Students have to leave campus carrying gallons into the community to purchase water at their own cost, which is impacting their finances adversely. The students say their academic work is being affected as they use time for study hunting for water.
Lack of water is a great concern for us. I spend 80 pesos on water daily. This is affecting me financially. Government and all students must help us. The issue of no water is really worrying us. It is affecting our academics. After class, we have to go around town in search of water. We come back usually tired and we are unable to study at preps.
Students make disguise themselves as if they are going to fetch water, this same water problem, and run to town, take it as opportunity. So if it will be possible, we say it so that the government will come in our aid to help us. If possible, they will fortify the school for us.
Challenges our school is facing is about the water problem. That is the major challenge we are facing in this school, which we think if it is solved, our academic performance and a lot of things will improve in this school. So we are pleading with the media and the old students. They should help us with our water problem.
For female students, the situation is even dire, especially during the period for menstruation.
When the girls are, they are mentally issues. When they are within that mentally period, excuse me to say that, it affects them because they need the water to wash their clothing, to wash their pads and whatever. So the water affects them a lot. Without the water, so some of them, you'll be surprised that some may even, because if they don't have the water, they may stay in the dormitory without coming to class.
Authorities of the school say their efforts to get the school potable water has yielded no results and are appealing to government and private institutions for support.
Our students have to travel to town to fetch water every day, and it has posed a lot of challenges for us. Some of them use it as an excuse to run to town, to do a lot of things that bring a lot of problems or challenges to the school. They use that as an excuse to break bounds all the time. Apart from the water challenge, we also have the challenge with accommodation. We don't have enough dormitory facilities to accommodate all our girls.
Whilst help is on the way, if any, these students have to struggle daily with all the risk associated leaving campus every day to battle it out with other community members for water. Meanwhile, some students are also taking advantage of the situation to run to town without permission.
Some residents of the Tolon district in the northern region have called for the immediate transfer of 4 top management members of the Tolon hospital to end what they call corruption and mismanagement at the facility. The residents named extortion, absenteeism by doctors and poor management of the facility, among others, as reasons they want them transferred.
The
The Tolon District Hospital is the second hospital in the northern region. In less than 2 weeks, residents have called for the transfer of their top management team, accusing them of mismanagement. A similar case resulted in the chasing out of office of the medical superintendent of the Bimbula Hospital and his colleagues. Addressing a press conference in Tolong, the assembly member for the Tolong electoral area, Mohammed Abdul Samed Chengpang, named some cases he said could have been averted if the management of the hospital had lived up to expectation.
On the 2nd of August 2023, when the midwife of Chifoil Keep compound called on behalf of a client named Abdullah Azara, a labor for urgent attention, she was told Dr. Kane, meaning doctor was not around. The ambulance service could not reach TTA and she joined her anti-sisters. Same happens to Botangle, Zel Botangle woman Shirazu Mariam. She was referred to TTH. She has also passed on. This case is present in Sagane. May the soul of these veterans rest in blossom. Zanjina Zala in Tolong, who narrowly escaped her death but lost the child after having detained in labor for 39 hours, waiting for doctor. That was on the 28th June 2023. She has recently been discharged from TTH. Furthermore, the case of Mohammed Alima, a 67-year-old woman with thoracic case, admitted on the 11th July 2023, sustained on oxygen for just 5 days. When she was to be discharged, the family was charged 5,000 Ghana cedis. I had to come over and intervene before it was reduced to 600 with active NHIS cards. Interestingly, with this woman case, I had to memo an officer 60 Ghana cedis to bring the officer in charge of S3 from Tamale to the facility to do his own mandatory job, of which he is paid monthly. Last but not the least, the dismissal of some selected casuals who worked for almost 16 months since 2021 without due compensation. These misgivings continue to wane the trust of public.
Mr. Chentuwene said the youth of the area will hit the streets if the Ghana Health Service in the next 2 months does not transfer these officials.
These people we are targeting, we are looking at for an agent transfer are Dr. Osman Abdullah, who happens to be the medical sup of the Tolong District Hospital, Madam Idris Suhairia, the accountant, Mr. Isa Aminu, the storekeeper, and Madam Adam Zainab, the administrator for District Health Management Team Office. I believe strongly, even if this engagement was not considered as a tool for overhauling in the Tolong District Hospital, these people would not have gone, inshallah, scot-free for the innocent life their actions have caused this district. Ladies and gentlemen, the law of karma really works. I hereby plead before the management of the Ghana Health Service to, as a matter of agency, get these officers transferred after a comprehensive forensic audit is conducted. We shall hit the street to the street if our request is not accepted within 2 months.
Well, Apostle Professor Opoko Onyina has challenged the African youth to embody the change they desire, beginning with their own resources, rather than rallying on state for change. The former head of the Pentecost Church said this when he spoke to JoyNews after a forum in Accra to discuss matters affecting national service personnel organized by the SALT Institute. There is more in the following report.
Over 200 national service personnel gained insight from the one-day public lecture hosted by the Sandalos Advanced Leadership Training Institute in Accra. The event centered around the theme, Technology and Transformation, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and its significance for Africa's transformation. The Institute's Director of Strategy, Mauli Kofi, emphasized that the initiative aimed to boost Africa's knowledge capital and foster continental transformation.
We believe that the bedrock of transformation is knowledge. We have a strong belief
train the youth, because that's the future of the continent. Now, if you start changing that now, by the time they get to the level of making policy, they will appreciate the importance of how policy should inform the generations after them. So our first entry point is the youth, because the mistakes of the older generation, we will repeat them if we don't reprogram and recalibrate the thinking of the young people. So even policy, the way it is now, the old generation may see nothing wrong with it, and it will be difficult to change them. But the young generation begin to see that no, if we want to transform this continent, we should have new and different policy. Trust me, in the next 15 to 20 years, all the people that are making policy now will be gone. The people that we are coaching and mentoring now will be the ones in charge. And we have to start reprogramming them to have a mind shift that can apply when they come into power.
The former head of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Opoko Onyina, emphasized that rather than waiting for the government, young people must be proactive and take initiatives.
The youth must begin with what they have. No, you see, we talk about systems and say that we must go around the systems. We have to struggle. So don't sit down and rely on the policymakers. You do what you are doing, whilst also the policymakers are being challenged to give opportunities to the young people and give them the instruments, the equipment, the resources that they need to be able to kick up and support the system. However, the young people must begin from where they are, have an attitude of changing the system, and beginning with themselves, not going with the status quo, the taking of bribe, the seeing one another, go through the loops, and you see God opening opportunities for them.
Renowned Kenya entrepreneur Julian Kuyala, however, urged African governments to take measures to deal with the phenomenon of brain drain on the continent.
It's heavy. I mean, a lot of people are moving their companies to markets that are welcoming them because of tax, preferential tax treatment, citizenship. They're being allowed to change their citizenship and get dual citizenship in another country. They're being allowed to pack their technology in another nation, and because of that, that causes countries to lose very important. Can you imagine if Twitter or if an Elon Musk came from Ghana and had to leave Ghana to go set up elsewhere? He's holding 4 Ghana's or 3 Ghana's GDP. Why should we lose an individual who could completely change the tax bracket of an entire nation? We must encourage those people are going to come. The next Elon Musks are from Africa. The governments must catch up and make sure those Elon Musks are not going elsewhere.
Several lecture beneficiaries shared their key takeaways.
He clearly talked about our legislation. We need to try to make them understand or see our point of view when it comes to our innovative ideas.
It's a great lecture we had today, and I encourage all the youth to be very courageous, okay, to take up leadership positions and also believe in themselves, believe in their ideology. It's very difficult to break the system, but with togetherness and courage, we can also pass through the system, and at the end, we also see ourselves at the top.
I believe they are ahead of us in terms of age, knowledge, and skills, and they've shared quite a number of skills and impacted knowledge into us that we can use to build a better future, not only for ourselves, but the generation coming under us as well.
Reporting from the Accra International Conference Center, my name is Carlos Kaloni for JoyNews.
And that's how we wrap up this morning's bulletin. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Up next is the AM News Review. Stay with us.